She walked away and it shook you harder than you expected. Not because she was flawless, not because she completed you, but because you showed up. You gave her your time, your focus, your loyalty, your soul. You made her feel seen, while forgetting to ask yourself if she ever truly saw you. And now, she's moved on like it never meant anything, while you're still stuck, rewinding every memory like a broken film. She's out, smiling, posting, laughing, as if you were just another name on her list, but you? You're still staring at her pictures, wondering where it all went wrong. Here's the harsh truth. She's not thinking about you anymore. She's not replaying those late-night talks. She's not rereading your messages. She's not haunted by the silence you're drowning in. And that's why this message is going to change everything, because you don't need her apology. You don't need her validation. You sure as hell don't need another chance. What you need is to become the man who would never be that vulnerable to the wrong woman again. The man who values his peace over chasing people who never deserved his presence. The man who gives loyalty only where it's earned, not handed out like charity to someone who treated it like an option. If you're tired of suffering in silence, write "choose power" in the comments right now, because this is no ordinary video. This is a reset. We're not here to sugarcoat the pain. You already felt it. We're here to weaponize it. This is for the man who's been ignored, ghosted, betrayed, and blamed. This is for the man who keeps wondering if he was enough, when the real question is, was she ever enough for you? You were loyal, but loyalty without wisdom is self-destruction. You were committed, but you can't build a future with someone who only shows up for the moment. You gave your best, but maybe your best was wasted on someone who never planned to grow with you. It's time to stop making her the standard. Time to stop worshipping a memory and start mastering your mindset. You don't need closure. You need clarity. You don't need her back. You need yourself back. Support this channel if you believe men deserve real guidance. Help us reach every man out there who's one heartbreak away from losing his identity. Because no man should stay broken over someone who never saw his value. Let's keep turning that pain into something no one can take from you. Power, purpose, peace. 1. Emotional detachment. Isn't cold, it's clarity. You've been told detachment is heartless, that pulling back means you're bitter or broken. But here's the truth. Detachment is discipline. It's the moment you stop letting someone else write the script of your emotions. It's not about pretending she didn't matter. It's about refusing to let her control your peace, your progress, your power. You're not cruel for cutting off access to your soul. You're wise for choosing freedom over emotional captivity. Because right now, you've been stuck, scrolling, watching, analyzing. Every post she makes feels like a dagger. You check her story like it's a lifeline, but every update is a reminder. She's living while you're stuck, replaying. You don't eat right, you're not training. Your goals, on pause. Your peace, gone. Why? Because some part of you is still clinging to the fantasy that any day now she'll text you, that she'll say she was wrong, that she'll come back crying, apologizing, calling you the one that got away. But brother, she's not coming back. And the truth is, you don't even want her back. You want the comfort, the ego boost, the illusion. You weren't in love, you were hooked on the idea of her. You made her your source of validation. She became your distraction from facing your own voids. But love isn't supposed to feel like survival, and loyalty isn't supposed to leave you questioning your worth. So how do you detach? Not with fake promises, not with pity party posts or late-night breakdowns, not by pretending you're fine while still chasing ghosts. You detach by redirecting obsession into mission. You write down a new plan, one where your life becomes the focus, You put your health first, not to win her back, but because your body is a temple that reflects your inner strength. You remove the triggers, block her, delete the messages, burn the memories if you have to. You stop using her name as a password to your past. You don't visit the graveyard of what could have been. You accept that the chapter is closed, and maybe it always had an expiration date. Then you get silent. Not silent out of sadness, silent to sharpen. You journal, you lift, you build. You become the man you once thought she could complete. Because here's the truth. Detachment doesn't mean you stop feeling. It means you stop leaking. It means you don't pour your spirit into people who drink your effort and leave you empty. It means you stop auditioning for people who never deserved a front row seat in your life. Get so focused on your goals, your mind, your future, that if she ever came back, she wouldn't even recognize the man standing in front of her. And if she did, she wouldn't deserve him. Start speaking to yourself the way you once begged her to speak to you. With respect, with consistency, with loyalty. Because the truth is, you never needed her to fix you. You needed you to stop abandoning yourself every time someone else walked away. So choose detachment, not as a defense mechanism, but as a declaration that you are done handing your emotions to people who didn't earn them. You're not heartless, you're healing, and healing doesn't apologize for walking away from what broke you. Step 2, destroy the illusion before it destroys you. Let's call it what it really is. You didn't fall for her, you fell for the idea of her. You wrapped your happiness around a dream, not a person. You fell in love with how she made you feel, seen, heard, validated, for a while. But here's the thing about illusions, they always come with a cost. And yours? It's been paid in sleepless nights, self-doubt, and emotional paralysis. She's gone. And what's haunting you isn't her, it's the echo of a version of her that never truly existed. You're clinging to a highlight reel, not the full reality. You keep telling yourself, maybe she'll come back. Maybe she'll realize what she lost. Maybe it was just bad timing. But every one of those maybes is a mental prison. Every one of those thoughts is another chain on your progress. And if you're being honest, you know she's not coming back. And even if she did, she wouldn't be the woman you're obsessing over. Because that woman only lives in your imagination. You weren't in love. You were comfortable. You were distracted. You were escaping your own emptiness by drowning in someone else's presence. It's time to wake up. Pain is not the enemy, it's the alarm clock. It's telling you that you've been living in a dream too long, and now it's time to return to yourself. Here's the truth. If it was meant to last, it would have. Write that down, repeat it until your bones believe it. Tattoo it into your choices, because that one truth can save you years of suffering. You thought you lost something rare, but what you really lost was your ability to see clearly. The illusion said she was your future. Reality says she was draining your energy one slow moment at a time, and you didn't even notice. That's how powerful illusions are. They make average feel magical. They paint over red flags with nostalgia and turn emotional neglect into passion. So here's what you do now. Purge the illusion. Start with your digital world. Delete the photos. Erase the saved messages. Get rid of the playlist that used to remind you of her. Stop bookmarking memories that are keeping you stuck in a place you've outgrown. This is not about hate. It's about healing. She doesn't live in your future, so she has no business renting space in your head. And here's the part you forgot. You've lived more years without her than with her. You survived before. Now, you're going to conquer, but not through wishful thinking, through action. Every time she crosses your mind, don't sit with the memory, move with it. Get up and turn that thought into motion. Add a page to your story, not a tear to your pillow. Lift iron, breathe cold air. Do something that reminds your body you're alive and in control. Let every flash of her become a spark that forges the man you were meant to become. Next, rebuild your mind. Wake up early. No snooze button. Give yourself 1 full hour to train your mindset like a soldier going to war. Read biographies of men who built empires from ashes. Journal what you feel, but more importantly, journal what you want. Plan your day like a man who knows he has a mission. Because you do. She was never your soulmate. She was your mirror, reflecting all the parts of yourself you abandoned to make her comfortable. And that feeling of abandonment? It's not about her walking away. It's about you walking away from you. Now reverse it. Reclaim your loyalty. Reclaim your focus. Reclaim your damn name. And remember this. She didn't leave a perfect man. She left a man who hadn't yet seen his own value. But now you do, or at least you're starting to. So from this moment forward, illusions get no airtime. Only truth, only facts, only action. You're not here to mourn a ghost. You're here to build a legacy. You're not chasing closure. You're closing the chapter yourself. You're not waiting on her. You're walking into a life where she has no seat. This is how legends are born. Not by avoiding pain, but by facing it and fighting back. Not by clinging to what's lost, but by rising with what's left. So let's go. You've got chains to break. And your future self? He's already waiting on the other side. Step 3. Transform your pain into purpose and power. Pain is not something to run from. It's not a weakness. Pain is the raw material of your future. It's the fire that forges you. Right now, you're in the depths of it. That heavy feeling in your chest when her name appears on your phone, that knot in your throat when memories of her laugh fill your mind, the silence that now defines your room, where once there was warmth and connection. All of it, every moment of it, has a purpose. It's not random. It's not meaningless. This pain is power, raw, untapped, unrefined. And right now, it's waiting for you to decide what you'll do with it. Most men run from their pain. They numb themselves, distract themselves, pretend it doesn't exist. They binge on food, drinks, or distractions, but not you, not anymore. You're different now. You know that pain is your invitation to rise higher. It's time to step into it fully, embrace it, feel every sting, every reminder of what you've lost. Then turn it into something powerful. Pain becomes your greatest tool when you assign it a mission, and that's what you're about to do. Don't let it defeat you. Don't let it consume you. Instead, harness it. You've been handed a gift, but you must choose what it becomes. Will it be the fuel for your destruction, or will it propel you forward like a rocket toward a life you've only dreamed of? The first thing you do, write it down. Not vague promises or empty resolutions. Write with intention. Write your goals with conviction. What will you achieve in the next 3 months, 6 months, 1 year? Be specific. Be ruthless. Then every time the pain comes back, you go back to that list and you add something new. One more thing you did today to prove that you're stronger than this moment. If you felt worthless, it's because you handed your worth to someone else. You made your identity dependent on her approval. Now take it back. Your value never needed her to begin with. She was never your source of strength. You are your source, and now you need to prove it to yourself. Every time you were ignored, every time you cried, that was training. That was the grind. And now it's time to use all of it. Use your pain to destroy your weaknesses, to build strength where you once thought there was none. Pain gives you 2 options. You can let it shrink you, or you can let it transform you into something unbreakable. Choose wisely. You've had enough of being small. You've had enough of feeling weak. Now it's time to rise. Wake up before the sun. Claim hours the world forgets. Let pain be the reason you reject comfort. Let it fuel your discipline to the point that laziness becomes an afterthought. Track everything. Track your meals, your progress, your thoughts. And don't just track the good moments, track the painful ones too. Track every time your mind goes back to her. Track how you reacted and then track what you did to build yourself in that moment. When pain strikes, don't wallow. Don't let it drown you. Instead, use it. Let it push you to do 50 push-ups, to run 5 miles, to create something of value. Turn pain into sweat. Turn regret into results. Every time you think of her, you move closer to the man you know you're meant to become. No more talking about how hard it is. It's time to stop complaining, stop being the victim. It's time to transmute that pain into fuel for your future. Turn the ache in your chest into a roaring desire to master your craft. Let it remind you that every single moment you put into your growth is a moment you can never get back. Use the pain to fuel your hunger. No one heals by waiting. You heal by building. You heal by working. You heal by becoming so damn good that the world has no choice but to take notice. You don't wait for time to heal you. You make yourself unbreakable by action. The people who hurt you, they should regret what they lost. Not because you showed them your strength, but because they'll watch you rise. They'll watch you thrive. They'll watch you build a life that is too big for them to touch, too powerful for them to claim. That's the real revenge, not by tearing others down, but by becoming the man who doesn't need their validation anymore, by becoming the legend they could never have. And here's the thing, every moment of pain, every tear, it's all just fire. And you're about to turn it into something explosive. You're about to turn that pain into power. The world will be watching, and you'll be ready. Step 4, mastering your focus. Discipline over drama. Discipline isn't something you try for a week. It's a lifestyle. It's not a temporary fix. It's the foundation for the man you're becoming. You don't try to show up. You become the type of man who doesn't need motivation to execute. Discipline is the silence behind your transformation. And drama? Drama is the noise that wants to pull you back into chaos. Here's the hard truth. Every time you feed into drama, overthinking old arguments, scrolling through her feed, replaying what went wrong, you're choosing regression. Because your mind has limited space and you're giving too much of it to someone who's already moved on. Stop making ghosts your priority. You cannot grow in clarity while entertaining confusion. Drama cannot survive in a life built on structure. So build a life where distractions don't have air to breathe. Lock in your daily rhythm, ruthlessly. 6 a.m. wake up. Cold shower, wake the nervous system. Read, sharpen the mind. Train, discipline the body. Work, build your craft, your business, your legacy. Fuel your body. Track your progress. Own every hour. Make your days so full of direction that distractions feel like betrayal. You'll know you're evolving when looking at her. Instagram feels like cheating on your own potential because it is. You're not here to chase closure. You're here to build something so powerful that you become the closure. So how do you hold the line when emotions hit? You create a system. Start each morning with a 3x3 card. Write down 3 top priorities for the day. 3 core values you refuse to compromise on. And 3 reasons why you must keep going, no matter how you feel. Tape that card to your mirror. Look at it every time you feel weak, because here's the shift. You're not reactive anymore. You're not emotional. You are strategic. Discipline is peace. Structure is freedom. And order kills chaos. Drama only feels exciting when your life lacks purpose. But when you wake up every day with a clear mission, arguments feel like poison. And you spit them out without a second thought. You're not here to win her back. You're here to win yourself back. Now let's go deeper. From this moment forward, flip the script. No more drifting through your days like you're waiting for life to get easier. No more letting emotions call the shots while your goals sit untouched. Every single night before your head hits the pillow, ask yourself questions that hold weight. Not just questions, but standards. Ask yourself, did I honor my future with my actions today? Did I keep my promises to myself, even when no one was watching? Did I chase growth with the same intensity I once chased her attention? Did I act like the man I'm becoming? Or did I let the old version of me take the wheel? And if the answer is no, don't spiral, don't sulk, adjust, refocus, get hungry again. You don't need perfection, you need consistency. You need days stacked with intention, hours filled with effort, and a mindset that refuses to stay down, because the man you're becoming doesn't fold when it hurts. He sharpens, he adapts, he gets up, not softer, but stronger. This is how transformation happens, not in loud declarations, but in quiet choices, in the invisible, unglamorous decisions to keep showing up when quitting feels more comfortable. You're not building for comfort anymore, you're building for legacy. You're building for peace. You're building for the version of you who no longer breaks for people who were never built to stay. So before you sleep tonight, run the audit, look in the mirror and ask, did I move like a man on a mission, or did I move like a man still haunted by his past? If you didn't give your best, forgive yourself, but don't repeat yourself. Tomorrow isn't a reset, it's another chance to prove that you're done living below your potential. Because the man who checks in with himself, the man who holds himself accountable every single day, that man doesn't just heal, he evolves, he outgrows the chaos, he outworks the pain, and eventually he outshines every memory that ever tried to break him. So ask the hard questions and then do something about them, because your life will always rise or fall to the level of your daily standards. No more emotional distractions, no more bleeding time for people who couldn't handle your loyalty, only structure, only discipline, only forward. Step 5. Master the art of relentless focus. The discipline that destroys distractions. You don't need more motivation, you need focus, the kind that slices through noise like a blade through fog. Not the kind you fake on Monday and forget by Thursday. I'm talking about relentless, soul-cutting, purpose-driven focus, the kind that rebuilds a man from the ground up. You're not lost because she walked away. You're lost because your life has no coordinates. You gave your attention to someone who didn't deserve it, and now you're pacing through empty hours trying to remember who you were before she arrived. But focus, real focus, doesn't beg for closure. It doesn't wait for apologies. It takes the pain, the silence, the heartbreak, and turns it into pure, undiluted fuel. Let me make it clear. You're not missing her. You're missing purpose. That ache in your chest, that void in your routine, it's not her absence. It's the presence of a life you haven't built yet. So how do you fix it? You don't. You forge it. Focus is forged in early mornings before the world has time to interrupt you. In late nights where you trade scrolling for studying. It's forged when you stop feeding your emotions and start feeding your vision. Every second spent stalking her Instagram is a second stolen from your empire. Every day you let her memory live rent-free in your head is a day your future self had to pay for your delay. Cut that off. Write this down. If my attention has power, I refuse to waste it on the past. Instead of checking her stories, check your schedule. Instead of reliving conversations, rewrite your mission. Instead of chasing closure, chase conquest. Start with the basics. Design a daily structure that breaks you out of emotional chaos. Build a schedule so strong it bulldozes over distractions. Surround yourself with books, mentors, systems, not gossip and emotional poison. trade late night overthinking for early morning work. Eat, sleep, and train with intention. Spend every idle moment stacking skills, not regrets. Every time a memory of her hits you, don't flinch, don't spiral, convert it, channel it into your work, into your craft, into your habits. Let her name become the trigger that reminds you to level up, not break down. This isn't about revenge, it's about rebirth, because the strongest version of you doesn't emerge when everything is going well. He emerges when it hurts, when it's quiet, when you're completely alone with your purpose, and that's where you are right now. Not broken, not defeated, just under-disciplined, just under-focused. But here's the beauty of it. Every man who ever built something unshakable started exactly where you are, with heartbreak, with confusion, with a decision to stop feeding his emotions and start feeding his empire. From this moment forward, make focus your new obsession. Because once your life becomes meaningful enough, distractions no longer feel tempting. They feel insulting. You'll no longer need to silence your pain because you'll be too busy building a life that drowns it out. Step 6. Walk alone. Like a king, never chase. Again, there comes a time when you stop running, not because you're tired, but because you finally remember who you are. You stop calling, you stop checking, you stop hoping for the message that never comes, because real men don't chase what chooses to walk away. They rise. She left? Let her. That's not your failure, that's your freedom. The moment someone chooses absence over your presence is the moment they forfeit the right to your energy. Not because you're bitter, but because you've finally learned loyalty is a gift, not a leash. You see, chasing is what boys do when they haven't yet understood their worth. It's what the world teaches you. Run after her, prove your love, beg for another chance. But what the world won't tell you is this: a man who knows his value doesn't sprint toward people who drift away. He watches the door close, nods once, and gets back to building. Chasing turns kings into clowns. It makes warriors into warriors, because every time you pursue someone who isn't chasing back, you trade your crown for their silence. And silence, my friend, speaks louder than any closure ever could. She didn't leave because you weren't worthy. She left because she couldn't see the gold she was holding. But if you keep chasing her, you prove her blindness was right. You're not here to convince someone to recognize your value. You're here to embody it, to live in such a way that even your absence becomes unforgettable. From this moment forward, chasing is off the table, because chasing doesn't make her respect you, it erases it. You want real connection? Then stop offering your heart to those who don't even bring a cup. Stop watering dead soil and expecting flowers. Instead, reinvest in the one who always deserved your loyalty, you. Turn that desperation into devotion to your purpose. Shift that hunger for her attention into hunger for progress. You don't need her to look back, you need to look forward. Every time the urge to reach out creeps in, pause, breathe, ask yourself, is this worth abandoning my peace again? Because every call you make is another rope around your neck, and you're done tying knots to people who were never anchors. You're not here to chase love. You're here to become love. To become so grounded, so magnetic, so fulfilled that anyone not meant for your path is naturally filtered out by the weight of your presence. You build, you heal. You become so focused on your empire that people who once made you question yourself now feel like shadows in a life too bright for them to re-enter. No more what-ifs. No more late-night flashbacks. No more staring at your phone, hoping it lights up. From now on, your time is sacred. Your love is earned. Your journey is forward. If someone wants to be part of your life, they better come prepared, because the man you're becoming doesn't beg. He chooses. And if she ever dares to come back, she won't find the man who waited. She'll meet the man who evolved. No more chasing, only rising, only reigning. So if this message cracked something open in you, if you feel that pull in your chest that says, I'm done being a runner in someone else's story, then write it in the comments below. I lead now. I don't chase. Support this channel, not because we need validation, but because somewhere out there, another man is moments away from forgetting who he is, and your comment, your share, your support might bring him back before it's too late. Let's rewrite the story for every man who gave too much, too soon, to someone who never saw him clearly. This isn't just a video, this is the fire, this is the mirror, this is the turning point, and this time, you don't run after anyone, you walk forward like a king,